following programme is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language and flashing imagery.
How do you like it? Oh, the stone. So aggressive, so focused. Look at these two guys. Still the undisputed champion of the world.
Hello and welcome. We are live from Detroit, Michigan, where we're just days away from an action-packed night of boxing. Headlining on Saturday, we have the undisputed champion, Alycia Baumgardner, who's going to be facing an old foe in Linardatou. She's looking to avenge her only loss in her pro career. Our co-main event features the long-awaited pro debut of Andy Cruz, who's not only had a sensational amateur career, but Eddie Hearn has even said that this might be his biggest signee yet. Also fighting on Saturday night, we have Jermaine Franklin, the rugged heavyweight who fought back-to-back in the UK against Anthony Joshua and came close against Dylan White. He's looking to get that dub on Saturday in his home state of Michigan. Tons of action coming up on Saturday night at the Masonic Temple in Detroit, live on DAZN. But before all that, let's throw it over to Eddie Hearn, who's going to talk to the first round of fighters at today's press conference. Eddie, over to you.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Detroit, Michigan for a huge night of boxing, the Undisputed World Championship this Saturday. The entire TV card, main event card, going to be joining us up here. Jericho Quinn, Carlos Mojica, Isaac Munez, and of course Jermaine Franklin up here first in our first segment. And a great night of boxing at the Masonic Temple, live and exclusive on DAZN around the world. Of course, Detroit's champion, Alycia Baumgardner, against Christina Linardatou in an unbelievable fight for the undisputed Super Featherweight Championship of the world. One defeat on Alycia Baumgardner's record, and that is from Christina Linardatou. Repeat or revenge, we'll find out on Saturday night. And of course, the much-anticipated professional debut of Olympic champion Andy Cruz. For me, one of the greatest talents I've ever seen in the sport of boxing, will start his professional journey on Saturday night with a 10-round championship fight against Burgos as well. All that to come, but firstly, we're going to talk first to Jericho and Carlos as well. This fight, of course, elevated to the main card after a withdrawal of Mark Castro for injury. A big opportunity for you, Jericho. A lot of people have been talking about you for a long time. Local guy, huge card, huge crowd, main event card as well. Chance for you to shine on Saturday.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is. I'm just ready to go out there and do what I do, have fun. It's nothing personal between me and Carlos. It's personal with myself. I know what I can do. It's time to do it on this platform now, and it's my time now. You know, I've been training hard. I've been waiting on this opportunity, and it came out of nowhere, and I was prepared, and I'm just going to let God do the rest. I did my part, and y'all will see Saturday night.
Carlos, a good opponent. Big win last time out against Emmanuel Rodriguez as well. Going to be a tough night's work, but the pressure on, really. This kind of performance on a big platform with a big crowd could really change your career overnight.
Yes, I wanted something like this. I needed somebody that's going to make me go hard in the gym, make me train hard. I got offered other opponents. I turned them down because I wanted something tougher. He coming off beating a guy in his hometown that called me out, but it didn't go through. So I know he got a lot of momentum going. He had 3 fights. He just fought May 20th. So, you know, I'm expecting him to come out blazing, but I'm ready for it, you know.
We know he's going to come out blazing, and for the fans watching on DAZN around the world this Saturday, what should they expect from Jericho Quinn?
Fireworks. Boxing on a high level. You can expect bombs, and you don't know what to expect. It's going to be a crazy night. I mean, it could be early. It could be end early. It could end late. It can end at any moment, you know. So I'm just ready to have fun.
Look forward to watching next. And Carlos, welcome. A massive opportunity for you as well. Coming off a huge win against Emmanuel Rodriguez. You look like you've had the record where you've been thrown in at late notice. You've had to take big challenges in your career. But what a chance for you on Saturday night to put yourself in line for a world title shot.
Bienvenido. Obviamente tuviste una victoria enorme contra Manuel Rodríguez la última vez. Manuel Rodríguez fue una gran victoria. Siempre parece que tienes esas peleas que te ponen con muy poca antelación, tienes que enseñar lo que puedes hacer, pero aún así es una gran oportunidad el sábado por la noche para ponerte en una posición, una oportunidad para pelear por un título mundial.
Estoy muy agradecido por esta oportunidad. La verdad que, como ya lo dijo, me ha salido pelea de poco tiempo, antelación, pero yo siempre estoy en el gimnasio trabajando de la mejor manera. Estuvimos trabajando en Las Vegas Fight Club, estuvimos con muy buenos sparring donde Ismael Sala, pound for pound, yo me siento listo, preparado, no hay ningún tipo de excusa. Nosotros vinimos a ganar acá y vamos a demostrar de qué estamos hechos y que vinimos a brindar espectáculo, que la gente nos conozca y vamos a dar lo mejor de mí para que me sigan viendo acá y nos llamen otra vez.
Yeah, so first and foremost, I have to say thanks very much for the opportunity. Yeah, it's true, we're often given these opportunities to fight at very late notice, but that's fine. We're always in the gym, we're working hard, we're great at our local gym that we've got there. We have some great sparring. We've had people like Salah that we sparred against, so we're completely 100% prepared. There'll be no excuses for this. When we come here to win, we come here to show what we're made of, and also so that people can see what we're about. And I'm going to give the best of me on Saturday.
Thank you, Jericho and Carlos. Good luck. Huge chance and opportunity for you on Saturday night. Now we go to the heavyweight division. A brilliant, brilliant matchup. And so pleased to see Jermaine Franklin this side on the A side this time, and this time fighting at home as well. The story of Jermaine Franklin is an interesting one. A young, talented American heavyweight that was looking for a big fight. His team, Salita Promotions, etc., asking for a big fight for a long, long time. He landed that big fight against world-ranked top 5 heavyweight Dillian Whyte in London. He had a tremendous fight. He feels he won the fight. It was a very, very close fight. He performed so well that he went straight into an Anthony Joshua fight straight after that, back-to-back, Dillian Whyte and then Anthony Joshua. Of course, those two meet August 12th live on DAZN around the world. But this time a chance for Jermaine Franklin to get on a run in the heavyweight division as an A-side. And we're excited to see it here fighting at home on Saturday night. His opponent, Isaac Munez, comes with plenty of credibility as well. 19 wins, 17 knockouts. And when you look at Mexican heavyweights at the past, taking Andy Ruiz away from that, not much in terms of deepness and experience. But when you look at the record of Isaac Munez and the World Series of Boxing, and of course part of the Mexican amateur team as well, this is a real talent, and this is a great heavyweight fight on Saturday night. Isaac, I'll start with you. I understand you're going to speak in English, so well done. I apologise, my Spanish is not good. A massive chance for you, and when you look at guys who have built up records of 19-0, etc., sometimes you wonder how talented they are, how good the opposition has been. But your talent comes from the amateurs as well, the World Series of Boxing, from the Mexican national team as well. This is a massive fight for you on Saturday.
Yes, I want to thank for the opportunity. Honestly, it's an honor for me to step in the same ring with Jermaine. Yes, I can get confident with my experience. I made 230 amateur fights, so I think I have the experience to be in this place, and I'm very glad and I'm very happy to be here.
We know that the history of Mexican boxing is deep, particularly in the lower weight classes as well. A chance for you with a victory on Saturday to become a huge star in Mexico. We do a lot of shows there. We have a lot of Mexican fighters. So much talent, but not really in the heavier divisions. This is a massive fight for you and Mexican boxing as well.
Yes, it's very difficult to find a heavyweight in Mexico, And with my experience, it's very difficult to find one. But as I said, I'm very happy to be here. I think it's going to be a great fight. And I repeat again, it will be an honor for me to step in the same room with him.
Well, good luck. Victory for you on Saturday would open some incredible doors.
Thank you very much.
Heavyweight division. Well, hello there, Mr. Franklin. Dillian Whyte, Anthony Joshua, both into the Lions Den in London, now in Detroit as the A-side, in a real fight again, but a real opportunity now for you to get on a run in the heavyweight division.
Yeah, I feel like I paid my dues. I learned some new stuff. Just went back to the drawing board, and I'm ready to do damage.
I think when we talk about fighters looking to protect that obviously you came into the Dillian Whyte fight as an undefeated fighter. Mm-hmm. What you've learned from those two experiences, I guess, could not even replicate 24 easy victories. 2 defeats back-to-back, but come out of it almost as a bigger name, a better fighter, and certainly a more focused fighter as well.
Well, one thing I really learned was part of the mental game. Every fight is not the same. So sometimes as fighters, we have a lot of built-up aggression. So, any little small thing can set us off. So in those 2 fights, I remember getting into it with the refs a little bit, arguing with the refs, taking my focus off the fight instead of being on what I'm supposed to be on and being focused and being dialed in. So that's really been my main focus, staying concentrated, staying focused, letting nothing get in the way, tunnel vision.
I guess as well, what you showed in those 2 fights were you are a world-class heavyweight, you are a top 15 heavyweight, and you have a big future in the sport. Got to stay focused on Saturday night, beat Isaac Munez, and then massive fights out there for you in the division, particularly in the US as well.
Yeah, we coming for all the big fights. We're going to stay at the top. Soon I'm going to be a top 5 heavyweight. I ain't going to be a top 15 heavyweight. But, we still putting the pressure on. We still learning, staying in the studio of the game, staying strong. And, the sky's the limit.
Well, intriguing heavyweight clash. Jermaine Franklin, one of the top heavyweights, I believe, in world boxing against Isaac Munez, knockout artist, Mexican talent as well. Going to be a great fight. And, of course, Jericho Quinn against Carlos Mejiz as well. Going to set fire early on the broadcast live on DAZN on Saturday night. We're going to have head-to-heads with the guys, and then we're going to move on to the Cruz Burgos press conference.
We have the first face-off, Jericho O'Quinn against Carlos Mujica. As Carlos said, he's coming in late, but he's always ready, always prepared. O'Quinn is big here in Michigan, looking to make a big statement in his home state here in Michigan. Upset loss a few years back at 115, but he bounced back, and now he's ready at 122. Exciting division right now in boxing. Huge opportunity for both guys having this bout elevated to the main card. And here we have the heavyweight division in Jermaine Franklin and Isaac Munoz. Franklin, home game after being in the UK back-to-back, as Eddie said. He fought against Anthony Joshua and Dylan White. And even though he lost those, he came out being a bigger fighter, more recognition, and now he's ready to make his statement against Isaac Munoz on Saturday night, who also is going to be a tough opponent. 230 fights as an amateur, boxed on a Mexican national team, and a World Series of Boxing. There you have it, our first face-off of the night of our press conference. Jermaine Franklin, Isaac Munoz, Jericho Quinn, and Carlos Mujica, just learning more about what these fighters go through. And as that Franklin said, something really important, not every fight is like every fight. Not each fighter is the same fighter that you faced before. Also, Isaac Munoz, who is ready to take on the heavyweight division. He says that it's hard looking for a Mexican heavyweight, but even just being able to step inside the ring with Jermaine Franklin is very important. So just being able to step into the ring with Franklin is an honor for him. Big night, Saturday night, live on DAZN here in Detroit, Michigan at the Masonic Temple. And now we're going to head over to the promo.
A win will put Kelly within touching distance of a shot at the world title. The unbeaten Corzo will be a tricky opponent for the Brit.
It's all going down in Newcastle.
You don't want to miss this one.
All right, now we're going to toss it over to Eddie Hearn, who's going to talk to our second set of fighters. Eddie, to you.
Well, welcome back to Detroit, Michigan, ahead of a huge card on Saturday night, of course, headlined by Alycia Baumgardner for the undisputed Super Featherweight Championship of the world, live on DAZN around the world as well. We go to our co-main event. It's Cuba against Mexico, a very, very special moment for boxing worldwide on Saturday as Andy Cruz, the Olympic gold medalist, makes his professional debut in a 10-round championship fight against Juan Carlos Burgos It's a tremendous fight and a huge risk for a young man that I believe is one of the greatest talents I've ever witnessed in the sport. And I know it's my job to hype these fighters, but this kid is something very, very special. I remember watching him at home with my father in the finals against an Englishman. Of course, he won gold. And I said to my dad about this young man, this kid could win everything as a professional. But you know Cuban amateurs, they rarely leave, they stay as amateurs. Not Andy Cruz. He made the move, he took the challenge, he risked it all to professional boxing. And to debut on Saturday night in Detroit, live on DAZN, you're about to witness something very, very special. His opponent, Juan Carlos Burgos, who we had on a card recently, had a great draw with Angel Fierro, about to fight for the World Lightweight Championship. He lost on points to Keyshawn Davis. He's an outstanding fighter. This is a huge test. And Juan Carlos, we'll start with you. Welcome. As you know, you've had a lot of notice for this fight. You look fit and ready for this fight. Another huge opportunity for you on Saturday.
En primer lugar, bienvenido, Juan Carlos. Obviamente has tenido mucho tiempo para preparar para esta pelea. Te vemos en muy buena condición y listo para esta gran oportunidad el sábado por la noche.
Y buenas tardes a todos. Primero que nada, quiero darle gracias a Dios porque Dios me tiene en estos momentos aquí parado para volver a regresar a una nueva pelea. Quiero darle también las gracias al promotor Eddie Hearns por la oportunidad que me está dando de enfrentarme a un gran boxeador como lo es Andy Cruz, que sin duda alguna ha hecho una gran carrera como amateur, pero creo que tiene que estar preparado para esta nueva etapa como boxeador profesional. Es muy distinta, la gente quiere ver una gran pelea y yo creo que venimos los dos dispuestos a hacerlo y complacer al público en brindarnos para que el público sea el verdadero ganador.
So first and foremost, I have to give thanks to God. God allows me to be in these moments and to come back and to fight as I always do. Secondly, I have to thank also promoter Eddie Hearn for this great opportunity to fight a great prospect in Andy Cruz, which he undoubtedly is. There's no doubt Andy Cruz has had a fantastic career as an amateur, and now he's moving into the professional game. Obviously, it's very different. It's a different scenario. But what I will say is that both of us will be ready to put on a great fight on Saturday night, and the fans will be the true winners of this fight when they watch it.
Obviously, he hasn't had a professional fight yet. You've had dozens of professional fights. He's full of skill, but you have to test him on Saturday night. Is that the key, to use your experience and to push him over this 10-round distance?
Sí, obviamente él no ha tenido ninguna pelea profesional. Tú has tenido muchas peleas profesionales. Él tiene mucha habilidad, pero la idea es poner esas habilidades a prueba el sábado por la noche. Eso sería la clave, ¿no? Que le tienes que empujar muchísimo en el cuadrilátero el sábado por la noche.
Así es, sin duda alguna. Yo creo que él trae las ganas de demostrar todo lo que se está hablando de él, todas las expectativas que tienen en él. Y yo creo que él tiene que venir a demostrarlo dando una gran pelea, yendo para enfrente. El boxeo profesional es muy distinto al amateur y si quiere ser del agrado del público, quiere complacer al público, tiene que brindarse, no tanto usar su estilo amateur. Yo creo que lo va a usar, lo va a implementar, pero creo que tiene que hacer más para poder complacer al público ahora en el boxeo profesional y creo que lo vamos a hacer los dos. Vamos a dar una gran pelea.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. That has to be my plan, to go in. He'll be desperate to show that experience and to show what people are speaking about him and what they're saying about him. He'll be desperate to show those skills. But also, I must go into that with that mindset. But what he'll find is that it's very different as an amateur. He will obviously have his amateur style that we'll bring into the fight, but also it's about giving pleasure to the public as well when they watch. So I think we're both more than ready to put on a good show, and I'm sure it will be a great fight.
Thank you, Juan Carlos. Andy, welcome. This is a massive moment for yourself, for Cuban boxing, for Matchroom, for DAZN, for fight fans around the world. There's a huge amount of hype on you on Saturday. Nervous, excited, ready to show the world how great you are.
No solamente para ti, pero para Cuba, para Matchroom, para DAZN también, para el mundo, todas las expectativas que se ve. Cuéntanos cómo te sientes, con emoción, nervioso para el sábado por la noche, listo para demostrar al mundo lo que puedes hacer.
Sí, primeramente darle las gracias a todos los presentes acá por estar aquí, por el apoyo a esta pelea. Sí me siento listo, me siento preparado para este nuevo reto en mi carrera como boxeador y pienso afrontarla con toda la responsabilidad que me caracteriza. Estoy preparado, estoy muy bien preparado. Sé que es un boxeo, aunque es el mismo deporte, es completamente distinto al amateur o profesional, pero para eso me preparé, para hacer todas las adaptaciones posibles para brindar ese gran show que vamos a ver ambos boxeadores el sábado.
Yes, so first and foremost, I want to thank everyone here for all the support that I've got from people, the people that are gathered here and beyond. Yeah, as I say, it's going to be different, but I'm completely ready for this new challenge in my boxing career. You know, and I'm going to take on this challenge in the way that I've taken on all challenges in my career. You know, I understand it's a completely different discipline in a way, but while it still is the same sport. But I hope and I believe I've made all the adaptations necessary, and I think it's going to be a great clash in the ring on Saturday night. I think we'll put on a show, both of us.
Obviously, you made a big move to leave Cuba to embark in your professional career, but also a big move to Philadelphia with Bozy Ennis and, of course, Jaron Ennis and so much talent in the gym. Everything that I've seen on social media, you look very happy there and comfortable with your training team.
Sí, obviamente fue una gran decisión para mudarte desde Cuba a Estados Unidos. También ahora estás en Filadelfia, en ese gimnasio con todo ese talento. Vemos en las redes sociales que estás siempre sonriendo, muy contento y todas esas cosas. ¿Buen ambiente en ese gimnasio es muy importante para tu carrera?
Sí, por supuesto. Siempre es importante lo que es esa energía positiva en el gimnasio. El equipo de trabajo al que me he unido, realmente estoy muy contento del paso que he dado. Ennis y todo el equipo de trabajo completo, de verdad me ha apoyado mucho y en estos meses he aprendido mucho de ellos realmente.
Yeah, you know, it's always great, as I say, it's really important to have that great energy, that positive energy that you have in the gym. I'm really happy with my training team. I'm delighted that I made that step. Ennis and all the team, you know, I feel like I'm learning a great deal from being in that gym.
And finally, I guess the pressure on you because of the hype is to look good on Saturday night, but we also understand this is a very tough fight. What expectations and pressure do you put on yourself on Saturday?
Sí, obviamente sabemos que la idea, la presión es que luces bien, que tienes muy buen desempeño sábado por la noche, pero también va a ser una pelea muy difícil. ¿Cuáles son la presión que te pones en ti misma también y tus expectativas para ti, para el sábado por la noche?
Bueno, primeramente en lo personal creo que en el boxeo no hay tarea fácil. Siempre todos los rivales son difíciles y lo fácil tampoco tiene mérito. Sé que va a ser difícil, pero para eso me he preparado para este momento y soy una persona que trabajo bien bajo presión y pienso demostrarlo este sábado y le vamos a dar a todos ese show y ese espectáculo que todos están esperando.
Yeah, you know, firstly, what I'd say is personally, in boxing, there are no easy tasks, there are no easy fights, there are no easy opponents. And if you do have an easy opponent, well, there's no merit and there's no credibility in taking on that task. So I think what I've done is I've prepared really well, and you'll see all that preparation coming out. And what we're going to do is give the show to those people that have been desiring that show.
Well, thank you, Andy. Thank you, Juan Carlos. As I said, there's always a huge amount of hype on special talents, Olympic gold medalists, and one of the best amateurs we've seen in the modern generation. But that's life, and the special talents will shine under pressure. I know that fight fans around the world are hotly anticipating the professional debut of this man. We need to reach out beyond just the fight fans. They know how good and how special this man is. Tell the world this man's coming. And on Saturday night, you'll see a tremendous fight over 10 rounds. The IBF Championship, the first time the IBF have sanctioned a 10-round championship fight for a debutant against Juan Carlos Burgos. As I said, it's Cuba against Mexico. Co-main event on Saturday, live on DAZN around the world. We're going to head-to-head with these guys now.
You heard it here. Andy Cruz's pro debut right into a 10-rounder IBF international title on the line. Very tough opponent in Juan Carlos Burgos, who's a former 3-time world title challenger and has been in the ring with many top names at 130 through 135, Haney, Mikey Garcia, and he's never been stopped in his 45 fights. He had a draw with our world-rated Angel Fierro in March of 22, but both fighters are eager. When talking to Juan Carlos Burgos about what he thinks about Andy Cruz coming out of his amateur career, he says, listen, being an amateur is completely different than being in a pro, and I don't know if he's ready. But, of course, Andy Cruz had something to say. He said he had to prep to get to the professional level, and everything that he's done till today was in preparation for that. There you go. That was our third face-off of the night. Andy Cruz versus Juan Carlos Burgos. Andy Cruz, who's going to be having his pro debut. He said he's ready. He knows that the amateur career was distinct of the one of his pro career, but he's ready to give it all he got. Cuba versus Mexico on Saturday night in Andy Cruz and Juan Carlos Burgos.
The crowd going crazy. Then third round knockout. Bang.
Oh, and here comes the bomb. What a performance from one of boxing's pound-for-pound queens. Look at the intensity from Baumgardner. She wants to end this right here.
This fight is going to show the world everything.
Alycia, the Baumgardner.
July 15th, the fans will get a taste of what I've been wanting for a very long time. This is what I've been waiting for.
All right, we're going to toss it to Eddie Hearn, who's going to talk to Alycia Baumgardner and Christina Linardatou. Eddie, to you.
Well, welcome back. And the reason that we are here in Detroit, the first time Matchroom Boxing have been here in Detroit, the first time DAZN have been here with us as well, of course, is the homecoming of the undisputed world junior lightweight champion, Alycia Baumgardner, on Saturday night at the Masonic Temple here in Detroit, live on DAZN around the world. And I tell you, this is an incredible fight. We've been a part of the incredible growth of female boxing over the last few years. It's been one of our greatest achievements, one of our greatest pleasures and honours to provide opportunities for great female fighters. They now sit there as standalone talents, as standalone draws, and as some of the biggest stars in sport. Forget male, forget female. Alycia Baumgardner is a superstar, and on Saturday night, I'm so pleased, after victories on the road, after victories in London against American fighters on huge cards at Madison Square Garden to claim the undisputed championship, she gets a chance to come to Detroit on Saturday night in a tremendous fight. And it wasn't a case of, let's find an easy homecoming for Alycia Baumgardner. One defeat on her record comes at the hands of Christina Linardatou, one of the toughest female fighters I've seen. We saw her fight Katie Taylor in Manchester. It was a tremendous fight. This style matchup is going to be a classic. Linardatou is strong, she's aggressive, and Alycia, of course, is powerful. She's always in explosive fights. She's fast, and as I said, pound for pound, one of the best female talents, one of the best talents in world boxing. Christina, we'll start with you. You've been looking for this opportunity for a while, a chance in one fight to become undisputed champion. All you have to do is do what you've already done, which is beat Alycia Baumgardner again.
Exactly. First of all, I would like to thank you. To thank Eddie Hearn and my promoter, Ludi Bella, for such a great opportunity. This is something that I think any boxer dream of. It's big, the most big thing that a boxer can achieve. She already have done it. I already have beat her, and I will do it again. Looking forward to.
Tell us what you remember about that first fight. Obviously, you know, Alycia's come a long way since then. Alycia's done a lot since that first fight. Tell us what you remember about that first fight as well. She's made improvements, and so have you as well, but you believe you're still good enough to beat her on Saturday night.
Yes, of course. I remember she is very strong. Of course I do. I also remember that, as I said before to someone, I said that a strong fighter, when you have a stronger fighter, you neither hug or you either run or something. Alycia, the last round, she was always hugging. So that's what I remember. The first round, okay, she worked, she was strong enough, and then she was hanging. I was all the time hunting. For me, it was a war, like always, like every fight.
I remember when you fought Katie Taylor in Manchester, one thing I remember is from round 1 to round 10, you did not stop. That every second of every round, you came to fight, you looked to add that pressure in the fight. I guess what you're saying is you think that Alycia Baumgardner fades or will fade in the fight and get tired. You're looking to bring that energy from round 1 on Saturday and try and overrun Alycia Baumgardner.
Of course I do. I always do like that because I always, when I go to fight like an underdog, I think that I cannot do something else. I just have to go and get it, you know? So I can box even moving around. I have many skills, but I have to go and get it. That's...
And the danger of that, of course, she is a big puncher as well. You're happy with the power. You felt the power before. She's been hurting fighters. She's been stopping fighters as well. This should be a really explosive fight.
Yes, I'm not afraid of the power. I'm used to fight with men. I always spar with men. I was doing 10 rounds 3 times per week to get ready for this fight with men. So I'm not afraid of the power. I'm used to, and I also have a great defense. If you know.
I do. And finally, my question to you is: women's boxing right now, incredible. For many years, you've been searching for those opportunities. You've been a world champion before, but this is on another level. And Alycia is chasing the fights with Amanda Serrano, with Katie Taylor, with Chantel Cameron, with Sandy Ryan. If she becomes unified and undisputed as well, you can take all of that on Saturday night with this victory. A massive moment for you. What would it mean to win this fight on Saturday?
To win this fight means a lot. A lot, because I'm looking forward for those fights also. And I want to do it, you know. I have been through hell to get here. After giving birth, it wasn't easy. It was very hard, but I did it. So I feel like nothing can stop me.
Well, thank you, Christina. Nothing can stop her, Alycia. Can you? Can you stop this great fighter on Saturday night?
Absolutely. We know this. I'm prepared for this. This is what I've been waiting for. This is a full circle moment for me. And just like we had the first face-off, I'm just looking at her, and I can just picture myself at the first fight, just knowing who I am now and the growth that was necessary for me to be here. Completely different fighter, and she will see that this Saturday.
Obviously, a lot of people have witnessed your last few fights. Tell us about that fight and what you remember. I know, your training's changed a lot. The opportunities for you have changed a lot since then as well. But you also know that she's strong, she's tough, and this is a real fight. But what do you remember about that fight back then?
Yeah, I can just say that fight was, at that time, I wanted a challenge. I stepped up. I was 5-0. She was 9-1 at that time. I wanted a challenge, and I believed in myself, as I do now. And she was a tough fighter. She came forward. It was a very close fight. It was a split decision. And I got the loss. I'm like, well, here we are, not undefeated. But I'm like, what's next? And that was a time where I had to be real with myself. I had to change my circle, my team, my environment, my location. And that was all necessary for me to be here.
When you talk about full circle, you go back to, she says she's hunting on Saturday night. You were hunting when you came to Sheffield that time for, a relatively small opportunity for you financially, but a massive opportunity as a selected opponent that obviously was a mistake from someone to choose you. They didn't know that at the time, but that changed your life that night. She has the same opportunity on Saturday. You've gone from hunter to hunted, and you've got to make sure you keep hold of those belts on Saturday night. Still the same energy, still the same hunger that you had back then in Sheffield to make sure you don't slip up on Saturday to move you into these mega fights this year.
Yeah, absolutely. If you know anything about being a hunter, you have to kill your prey. And, I'm going to make sure that bow is stroke all the way through her heart. So she can't get up anymore after that. So, I'm a hunter. I know what that looks like. And even though I'm the undisputed champion, I still have that dog in me. I still have that hunger in me as an 8-year-old girl. And this is the perfect girl to bring that animal out. And I'm ready.
This is also a massive moment for you fighting in Detroit. You know, one thing you've said, we tried to look at the undisputed fight for Detroit. This time we make it happen, but very important to you, but also brings a lot of pressure as well. We've seen it recently when we talked about Regis Prograis and Edgar Berlanga, like the pressure of fighting at home, people jumping on tickets, people recognising you in the street. You're really here to represent Detroit on Saturday night as well. Embracing that pressure, not feeling that pressure yet.
I am embracing everything. This is no pressure to me. I know what pressure looks like. This is a time to be able to feel the love, and that's what I'm feeling. This is just another time to make history here in Detroit, and I'm happy that I can do that as a woman and be the main event and just show the world who Alycia is.
And finally, my last question to you is, do we expect the same style from you, the bomb, on Saturday night? Same fireworks? We could understand against Christina Linardatou that you could box and move and get through to 10 rounds and move on to Katie or Serrano or Chantel Cameron. But I get the feeling you're coming to make a statement on Saturday night, coming to let your hands go, coming for destruction. You want to end this inside the distance?
I'm coming for destruction, absolutely. This is that grown woman strength, you know, I had to gain, and I have that now. And I'm ready to really put these hands on her and just get that lick back that I've been waiting for a minute.
Well, we cannot wait. A tremendous female fight on Saturday night, the undisputed Junior Lightweight Championship, repeat or revenge. Alycia Baumgardner against Christina Linardatou at the Masonic Temple here in Detroit. The homecoming for Alycia Baumgardner, live on DAZN around the world. We've seen so many great female fights over the last 2 years. I think this could be right up there with a classic of all of them. Saturday night, don't miss it. We'll see you there. We'll see you for the weigh-in first tomorrow, and we're going to face off up here now. Thank you for coming.
We got the face-off with the undisputed champion, Alycia the Bomb Baumgardner and Christina Linardatou. This is the first time that they will be in the ring since their first bout in 2018. Alycia is ready. She says she has that grown woman strength and she is ready to hunt. Christina says, you know, she's done it once, she can do it again. She's not worried. What we do know is that this Saturday is going to be fireworks. I'm here with Jermaine Franklin, who's going to be facing Isaac Cruz on Saturday night. Now, we talked about you having fought in the UK back-to-back against Dylan White, Anthony Joshua. How has that experience helped you and prepared you for this Saturday?
That experience helped me a lot. Mentally, it helped me get mentally tougher. Helped me to stay more focused on what's going on inside the ring instead of about some stuff outside the ring. So it just helped me be more locked in, gave me more tunnel vision to be able to be prepared what I need to do.
Mm-hmm. We're talking about him fighting the UK back-to-back, Anthony Joshua, Dylan White, how that experience has helped him and how it's going to help him on Saturday night.
Massive. Like, I don't think he even realises yet how much that experience will help him. You know, sometimes it's difficult because he's gone from like top 5, top 3 heavyweight in the world to a fight where he's expected to win against a guy that not a lot of people know about in Munoz, but he's a good talent and can punch and he's dangerous. So the key for Jermaine is staying switched on. I really like going on a heavyweight run with Jermaine Franklin because sometimes people like disregard fighters who have had a couple of losses. I actually look at him and say he's got so much more value now than he did before he took a loss, because he had a fight with Dillian Whyte that could have gone either way. He had a good fight with Anthony Joshua as well. And I think you're going to see a top heavyweight on Saturday night and fighting at home as well, which is going to be big for him. And it's a proper fight. It's not a gimme fight, but I think Munoz will come to fight, and I think that will suit Jermaine.
And a win on Saturday, what would that do to you, and how would you want the second half of this year to look like for you?
I think a devastating win puts me back in the stakes, puts me back up there to possibly get some more fights, to get back to the top fights that I want. So, I'm most definitely looking forward to putting on a great show, dominating, possibly destroying. I'm coming in there looking for the kill, I'm going to be honest. I'm looking for the kill. I've been working on aggression, working on, not being too biased or not being too calm, but just a different level of aggression. So I'm coming in there, I'm trying to smash everybody from here on out. It's no more being nice, no more being kind, no more just trying to box. If you're not on my level, you're not on my level. It's simple.
I think one thing to say as well is what we've realised about Jermaine Franklin is he's got a great chin. Right? I mean, he's been in with 2 massive punches in the heavyweight division. I said to AJ the other day, he took a right hand from AJ, like huge right hand, and just took it clean, on we go. So he can afford to be more aggressive against this kind of level, I think. One of his attributes is that he is very skillful. He's hard to hit, and that's great at the elite level. But at this level, it's about making a statement. It's about letting your hands go. We know he's got a great chin. We know he's got speed. Let's see that spite from him on Saturday night.
Thank you, Jermaine. Excited to see you back in the ring on Saturday. Now we're going to get a chance to talk to Alycia Baumgardner after this promo.
Thank you.
Hello. All right, Alycia. You spoke to us. You're ready for this fight. You said that you were a completely different person in 2018, and now you got that grown woman strength. Tell me, what can we expect to see from you on Saturday?
You can expect a powerful, complete fighter. I'm hungry. This fight makes me hungry, even hungrier, that I can have the opportunity again to revenge this loss, that I know deep down that I'm really the better fighter. And I can't wait to showcase that.
Eddie, she's a completely different person than when she fought Christina in 2018. What can we see from her on Saturday night?
I mean, honestly, I think pound for pound, the most exciting female fighter out there right now. It worries me a little bit because doing that against a fighter like Linardatou, I mean, it's going to be great for us, great for the fans, but it's dangerous. But that's how Alycia fights, and that's why you're going to get excitement every time. She's not looking to box and move. She wants to go in there and dominate, and Linardatou will be on her all the time. You heard her up there. She thinks Alycia fades in fights. Maybe at 5-0, maybe she did. We've seen how hard she's trained here. She's a complete, rounded fighter, and I think she'll pick Linardatou apart. I think it'll be tough. I think it'll be a very taxing fight as well. We saw against Katie Taylor. Linardatou doesn't stop. But one thing about Alycia Baumgardner, I think pound for pound, the biggest puncher in women's boxing as well. And every fight is electric, and I think this might be the best yet.
And we heard Linardatou talking about, sparring with guys. How was your training camp leading up to this fight?
I had a great camp. I spar men all the time. That's one thing. But another thing is having the quality of women sparring, and I've been able to have that. There's no better woman fighter than myself. And I know what that looks like when I step in that ring. I know what control looks like. I have the experience. I've been doing this for a very long time. And Linardatou, you will see just the skill set that I'm going to display come this Saturday.
And Eddie, a win on Saturday. Where do we see Alycia in next year? What do we see for her the second half of the year?
This fight is good because it's a chance to avenge a defeat, but it is a voluntary. And I think the days of voluntaries are coming to an end for Alycia Baumgardner. She's putting the pressure on us. She's saying, I want Taylor, I want Cameron, I want Serrano, I want Sandy Wright, whoever it is, whoever has the unified or undisputed championship, she wants to be in all those big fights, because we saw her do it against Michaela Meyer. She came back, she got the final part of the jigsaw to become undisputed. She's ticking the homecoming defence off on Saturday, but after that, it's not really voluntaries. You're going to end up staying at the level. This is good because there's spite, there's intent, there's revenge. But what she really wants after this is a statement on Saturday night and then one of those mega fights. Listen, you're going to see a packed night, packed atmosphere. You heard them in here. They're going to be wild on Saturday night. And the plan is to start with 5,000 on Saturday and then we move to bigger arenas. And this girl's a superstar. You're going to see her in all the big fights.
And your homecoming, how big is it to be fighting in Michigan in front of your friends, your family? How important and how does it feel?
It's important. You know, I've been wanting this homecoming fight for a long time. And now that it's here, I'm ready just to showcase to the world, to Detroit, to women, to young girls, to just show the pedigree, the hard work, the dedication, perseverance that I've been able to have, and just show them that we can pack out a house, we can have a dominant performance, and that, like what Eddie said, a superstar in the making.
Well, Alycia, thank you for taking the time to chat with us. Eddie, thank you for chatting with us. Saturday night, big fight, undisputed champion Alycia Baumgardner is going to be facing Christina Linardatou on Saturday night, live on DAZN. Thanks to you both. Huge night, Saturday night, live on DAZN. Don't forget to join us tomorrow for the weigh-in here in Detroit, Michigan at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you.
The crowd's going crazy. Then they're on knockout. Bang.
Oh, and here comes the bomb. What a performance from one of boxing's pound-for-pound queens. Look at the intensity from Baumgardner. She wants to end this right here.
This fight is going to show the world everything.
Alycia, the Bomb Baumgardner.
July 15th, the fans will get a taste of what I've been wanting for a very long time. This is what I've been waiting for.